A $25 Penn reel and a $9 drag kit will outfish a $200 one straight off the shelf. And the smartest way to find that reel is to stop chasing reels one at a time. Buy the whole tackle box instead, and that is number 7 on this list. The reason this works is almost unfair. Estate sales and garage sales price off memory, not off the market. Somebody sees an old fishing reel, guesses $5, while that exact reel has a sold listing online for $80. That gap is the entire game, and there are 7 ways to play it. I'll give you the venues and the 4 reels worth grabbing on site. Then the red flags that kill a deal, and the afternoon fix that brings almost any of them back from the dead. You've walked past it 100 times. A folding table with a crusty tackle box underneath, lures tangled, nobody looking twice. Inside that box is where the money hides. Lots of assorted reels close for $15 to $25 at auction, and the seller has no idea one of them is worth $80. That is the venue lesson in a single move. Estate sales and garage sales let you put hands on the reel, and they price off guesswork. So that is where the real deals live. Flea markets are close behind, though some dealers there do check their phones. Facebook Marketplace sits in the middle, cheaper than eBay and usually local pickup. Just screen the scammers and meet somewhere safe. eBay will always have the exact model you want, but you pay full market price plus shipping, and you are trusting a stranger to pack it. Buy the box in person, and the good reel inside basically rides for free. Number 6 is a fly reel that flat out refuses to die. The Pflueger Medalist. This thing has been made since the 1930s, machined from bar stock aluminum. Folks have landed tarpon and steelhead on it for 70 years. You will find the common later models, the 1494 and the 1495. They sit in the $10 to $60 range all day long. Now the honest part. The drag is a simple click and pawl, and by modern standards, it is weak. This is a panfish and trout reel, not a big game stopper, and anyone telling you different is selling something. But for the money, for a reel your grandkids could still fish, nothing new comes close. Just know the earliest leaded 1492 models are collector pieces now, so nobody is stealing one of those. Before number 5, one thing. That $9 drag swap you just learned kills a $600 shop bill on your outboard. It's all in the $50 fix Bible. Nobody sponsors me, no dealer pays me. I wrote it after a $400 impeller quote. Today's tips were free either way. Codes on screen, links in the description. Number 5 is the reel that taught a whole generation to cast. The Mitchell 300. French-made, all metal, stainless guts, and people in their 70s are still fishing the ones they bought as teenagers. It also teaches the single best on-site test there is. Pick it up. If it has real heft, it has metal inside, because the makers who used cheap zinc never once bragged about it. Plastic is light and hollow and it tells on itself, but real metal has a weight you feel the second you lift it. A clean user 300 runs $20 to $40. One recently changed hands for $20, looking like it left the factory in 1954. Walk away only if the frame is cracked or the bail is bent, since those are the parts you cannot cheaply replace. Number 4 is a round bait caster that looks like jewelry and fishes like a tank. The Garcia Ambassadeur. The classic ones say made in Sweden right on the frame, and that stamp matters. The newer ones move to China, and the old Swedish metal is the good stuff. A plain gray or black 5000 or 6500 runs $25 to $60 used, still under what a new one costs. But here is where people get burned. The gold-plated deluxe versions. The brown 6500, the old record models. Those are collector reels worth hundreds to thousands, and fakes of the gold ones absolutely exist. So know which one you are holding before you get excited. Same badge, wildly different reel. And this is the thread running through every one of them. Rubber, felt, springs, grease, and drag washers are cheap and easy to replace. Cracked castings, salt-pitted gears, and stripped threads are the things that actually kill a deal. So when you flip a reel over at the table, you are not hunting for perfect. You are looking for a solid body and clean gears, but everything soft and worn on the inside is a $9 fix. Number 3 is the reel that has caught more record fish than anything else on Earth. The Penn Senator. It is a conventional reel, machined aluminum frame, a big bronze main gear. And the larger ones are honestly close to indestructible. You will find older Senators riding along in tackle box lots constantly, often for $15 or $20. But the reason it makes this list is not just toughness. It is that the drag stack sits right there the moment you pop the side plate. That makes it one of the easiest reels alive to service. And repair guys like Alan Tawney have posted free rebuild guides for it. Hold that thought, because the drag is the whole reason a $30 reel beats a brand new one. Number 2 is not a reel at all. It is the fix that makes every reel above it basically immortal. A drag swap and a re-grease. That worn-out reel that feels rough and jerky is not broken. It just has 50-year-old grease and dead drag washers. You pull the old fiber washers and drop in a Carbontex set. It runs about $9 and comes pre-cut for most of these models. A tub of proper reel grease like Cal's runs about $7, and less is always more on a drag. I get it. Taking a reel apart sounds intimidating, but this is the easy end of the hobby. One caution though. Springs and clips can launch across the room on some reels, so bent frames and sealed Daiwa reels are a job for a pro. 1 hour at the kitchen table, and a reel that felt dead comes back smooth as new. That is the whole angle. $30 in one afternoon buys a reel that outlasts the $200 plastic one on the shelf. And number 1, the reel I would put my own money on, is the Penn 704 Greenie. All metal, stainless, and brass gears that simply do not wear out, and surfcasters are still fishing ones they bought back in 1968. A plain 704 runs $25 to $40. Penn re-released the modern version at $200 because the demand never died. One honest catch. It is not sealed like a new reel, so you cannot dunk it in the surf all day without service. But pack the gear case with grease and just fish it, and it will genuinely outlast you. Its bigger brother, the 706, is $80 to $250 now. So grab the 704 and let the collectors fight over the rest. Now let me be straight with you, because your comments will roast me if I am not. Old reels win on metal and on being fixable forever. But a good new reel truly does beat them on a few things. Modern sealing keeps salt water out of the gearbox in a way nothing from the 70s ever could. Modern drags are smoother, and a new reel weighs about half as much in your hand. Even reviewers like Alan Hawk, who tear these things apart for a living, will tell you a sealed modern reel wins in the surf. So if you are fishing hard saltwater every single trip, buy new and do not feel bad about it. If you want a reel to hand down, buy old and fix it forever. Here is what this really comes down to. The reel companies never forgot how to build with metal. They just stopped putting it in the cheap ones. And all that metal from the good years is sitting in boxes at estate sales right now. It is priced by people who have no idea what they are holding. You do not need a big budget to fish better than the guy who just dropped $200 at the counter. But you do need a checklist, a $9 drag kit, and the nerve to buy the whole crusty box. Speaking of that folding table, next time you spot a used fish finder on it for $20, look twice. There is one legendary brand worth grabbing and one worth running from, and it is not the one you would guess. YouTube thinks you will like that video, so click it. And if you made it this far with me, go ahead and subscribe.